in this video, I just want to give introduction about my YouTube channel, The Engineering Vibes. First of all, my name is Bharadwaj. I am working as an assistant professor in an autonomous college. I am also parallelly doing PhD in Satyabama University, Chennai. I have total 10 years of research and teaching experience. In this video, I want to tell you about how your engineering life will be, or if you are a passed out student, then how it was. Okay, of course, because of Corona, many things have changed. Okay, you should be habituated to listen online classes. Okay, actually, online classes are kind of effective, and also it might lead to the students career. It might be a distraction to the education. Why? Because you will be losing all the labs that you will be doing physically in the engineering college. When you come to college, you will be able to do all those labs and you will be getting that experience. Okay, unlike when you will be sitting in your home listening to the online lectures, what happens is that you will be starting the class. You will be starting your Zoom app or Cisco WebEx or whatever the online platform. Okay, but you will be playing games. I have seen many students, okay, who will not pay attention to the online lecture. Okay, but in this video, I'll be telling you how to be focused while listening to online class. And also I'll tell you how if you are a fresher, then I'll tell you how your engineering life will be. Okay, basically engineering will have many branches. Okay, I'll generalize all the branches and I'll tell you how all the 4 years will go on. Okay, in the first year you'll have 2 semesters. Okay, previously in 2012 13, during till that period it was only 1 year. Okay, no semester system. But after that the universities have changed that this thing, and they have converted that first year also into 2 semesters. That is making them more comfortable. Okay, instead of studying all the subject at once, like we'll be having physics, chemistry, all the basic humanities and moral sciences like English, physics, chemistry, and some engineering subjects also like engineering drawing and basic electrical engineering and some workshops. Okay, so this kind of things. And again you have second year again 2 semesters, third year the same thing, fourth year also 2 semesters. In this semester mainly project will be concentrated upon. Okay, this will be having maximum number of credits. Okay, I think you know what credits are if you are a first year engineering student. So basically, as I was telling you earlier, okay, in this first year and second year you will be learning many of the familiar subjects like physics, chemistry, and English. Such kind of humanities and basic sciences are the branch. Okay, that department will be dealing this first year mainly, and few of these engineering faculty will also come to this first year for teaching engineering drawing. Engineering drawing, we call it as ED, and also you will be having basic electrical engineering. Okay, students will feel tough and many of them will have a backlog for this subject. If you are probably a triple or ECE student watching this video, okay, then you might be knowing how tough this subject is. But if you start studying on day by day and completing the syllabus, like my suggestion is to complete the topic which was told by the professor on that day itself. Okay, let us suppose if you are delivered, I mean, like if you are given a lecture on diodes, let us suppose diodes. Okay, if you have learned about this diodes in you have learned this diode in your 10th class and as well as in your intermediate also. There you have these rectifiers and all you have already learned. Okay, just brushing them in this on the same day on which you had a class on diodes will make it more easy, isn't it? So like that, and again, engineering drawing is a very good subject. Okay, why this was introduced is that when you look at if you are a mechanical student or a civil student, you will be having many diagrams. Okay, especially for mechanical students in the second year or something, you will be having machine drawing. Machine drawing will be based on this engineering drawing only. Okay, and whatever the standard textbook that you follow consisting of figures, okay, those are all isometric views. Isometric views, if you are a first year student, then you might be already knowing that. Okay, isometric view will be like this, something like this. Okay, any standard textbook that you follow will have such kind of figures. Okay, I have just given an example here. Okay, next coming to this first year, you'll be having many n number of labs here. Physics lab, this labs will make you very uncomfortable. Why? Because you need to write all those records. Okay, you don't have time for yourself and your family. Okay, then what happens is that if you are a engineering if you belong to a school like IIT, I don't name the schools, but many of the schools and corporate colleges, what they do is they'll make you mug up the syllabus and they'll try to get good ranks out of you. Okay, if you are habituated to such kind of thing, then you'll find engineering little difficult. Okay, just mugging up all those. If you try to mug up in the first year, it will be okay. Why? Because you can just get that whatever the thing in your mind, and you will be omitting that in the exam paper. Okay, then you can find good grades in your result. Okay, but when it comes to second year and all, I'll tell you how it will be in second year, third year and final year. I'll tell you it will be really tough. Okay, just try to understand the concept and apply the concept in the labs which we will be dealing, and write the same thing in the exam also. Then you will be able to get good grades. Otherwise, what happens is that you will be having unnecessary backlogs and getting little less marks. Okay, like that. Okay, to avoid that, try to enjoy what you are learning in the class. Okay, so that's about first year, and not to forget about the fun that you will be having in the campus during first year. Okay, generally when you join the first year, you will be given a freshers party officially by the college. Many of the renowned college, even in my college, they will arrange a freshers party. Okay, it will be very simple. They will be delivering 2 or 3 like presentation about the college, how it will be, and they will congratulate you for joining their college and all. So that will be freshers party 1. And the second freshers party, what happens is that unofficially the seniors will ask you to come to some other place to have some fun. Okay, yeah, it's good. Even many of the renowned colleges like IITs and all, they have this culture of having an unofficial freshers party, and when it's a good interaction between the seniors and second years. Generally, second years will come to freshers party, but some third years and final years will also mix up with them. Okay, so during this interaction, what happens is that you can ask them if you are a poor student. Okay, let us suppose. Then you can ask a good senior who is from your district. Okay, they can interact with you and ask how about and all, and you can interact with them. You can collect all those material, and you can ask suggestions how to be a good student. Like, I mean, like how to gather information and all these kind of things. When you interact with your seniors, you will be getting them, and they will also provide you many records and all. Okay, so this freshers party and all will avoid the ragging issues. Okay, and when it comes to the second year, okay, you'll be having basically any of this year. If you take second year and third year, if you take, you'll be having six subjects and 2 labs. Okay, sometimes in one of the semester you might have 3 labs also. Okay, so based on this, you just plan how busy you can be. Okay, 6 subjects is a big deal. Okay, in these 6 subjects again, you might have in any one of the semester, like if it is like your second year, you can have in 2-1 or 2-2, you can have an open elective or a special elective. I'll tell you what is an elective. Elective is a subject where you can have a choice. Okay, let us suppose there are 60 students. Okay, then for every regulation R14 to R19, many regulations will be running in the college. Okay, if you are a fresher, then probably you will be in R20 regulation. Okay, in R20 regulation, these paper setters are the syllabus framers. What they will do is they will try to incorporate the new upcoming technical subjects. Okay, the budding subject is IoT, isn't it? Internet of Things. Okay, this was included in the syllabus of this GR20, this GRBT 20 syllabus. It was included, and this is one of the example. If you are from mechanical, then you will be having some other subject like robotics and all. Okay, so wireless sensor network and RTOS, many subjects are there. Okay, you will be getting those information when you come to second year and third year, like that, right? So if you are final year, then you will be familiar with what that is, right? So when it comes to final year, what happens is that in the first semester it will be like the same thing, but in the second year you will be having only 2 subjects, of them which one is elective subject and second one is a core subject which is related to your field, right? So during the term final year second semester, you will be having a project work also, which consists of many credits. Okay, this is very, very important. During the end of the lecture, I will tell you how to do a project and how to get ideas for a project. Okay, for a good project, how to do it and how to get good marks for that. Okay, so I'll tell you about second. If you are a second year student, then I'll tell you if you finished your first year and if you come to second year, what happens is that second year, what happens is that in first year you will be with all the branches combined and the syllabus will be almost all same. Okay, you will be having CSC friends, mechanical friends, ECE friends. Okay, from different branches you will be having friends, and even in hostel you might be having many different branches friends, and you can have combined studies, late night studies, like that. Okay, when it comes to second year, you will be coming to your particular branch, your home branch. If you belong to ECE, I am a ECE guy. Okay, if you belong to ECE, you will be coming to the ECE block or ECE department. Okay, so what happens is that during this second year, you will be entering into the core subjects. You will be entering into the core subjects. Okay, so possibility is that you will not be able to you will be feeling little discomfortable. Why? Because you are habituated to mug up all those formulae and mug up all the theory and writing them. So instead of those subjects, you will be connected with those core subjects. Okay, during these core subjects, what happens is that it is an entirely different pattern. Like it will be having 5 chapters. Okay, I'll tell you in the coming videos how to pass. Just pass. If you're a weak student, if you're watching this video, if you're a second year candidate, and if you're not able to pass subjects, okay, if you're poor in mathematics, I'll tell you how to get with that in the upcoming videos. But as of now, just try to focus on how this thing will look like. I mean, like core subjects will be very easy. You will find it very easy if you relate it to lab. When it comes to laboratory, you will doing the same experiment which you have studied in the class, which the professor has delivered the lecture. Okay, whatever the lecture that is delivered by the professor, the same thing you will be doing here in the lab. So if you are doing good with the laboratory, then you should get good marks in theory also, and same vice versa. If you are doing good with theory, then you should do the experiment very nicely without any discomfort, right? So, but due to this corona, due to this pandemic, what happens is that we should be able to adjust ourselves to listen to online classes, isn't it? Online classes, basically what happens is that many students will be not feeling comfortable. Many students are not feeling comfortable with these online classes. The thing is that sir, we don't have a smartphone. Very few students will tell that, but generally during online classes, what happens is that there will be excessive consumption of data. The data pack, thanks to the Ambani, why? Because he has given us Jio. Okay, because of Jio, what happened is that many other this thing like Airtel or else Idea, Vodafone, these people also have reduced the prices. So I recommend you to recharge with at least 2 GB per day pack. If you do that, then you can comfortably listen to in some colleges they are offering 4 classes, that is 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and other colleges are using 6 classes. They are providing 6 classes per day. During 6 classes, what happens? The data consumption and the power consumption of the battery of a smartphone will not be compatible. From 9:30 to 4:30, you should be online and you should be listen to those lectures, isn't it? So 2 GB should be enough. So my sincere suggestion is that during online classes, just don't keep idle. Okay, if you are using whatever the platform you are using, your institute is using, like Zoom or WebEx or whatever it is, or Google Meets, during the lecture, you try to ask the professor your doubt boldly. No, it's not a big deal. We are here to help you, isn't it? In the chat box, I mean, like in every online the platform, you can comment or you can chat with the professor. That option is there. Chat with everyone option is there. Please do that. Okay, ask questions. Okay, don't be shy. Don't feel shy that if your roll number is 45, if roll number 4 is watching you, like no, it's completely fine. They're all your friends. They're your classmates. Nobody here is to bully you or harass you or nothing. Don't keep all those minor things aside. Okay, so keep the class as lively as possible, as interactive as possible, and make the professor feel that you are listening to them. Okay, just unmute the audio and tell him that yes sir, we are understanding. Every time he asks, whenever I myself when I am delivering an online lecture, during the first 5 minutes, what happens is that I switch on my mic and start sharing the screen, and my PPT I'll share it, and I'll ask them, are you able to listen to me? Nobody will answer. Okay, it's not like that. You just tell them without any shy. Okay, unmute the audio and tell them, yes sir, we're able to hear you. You can proceed. Then we'll be able to, yeah, fine, I will go on. I can deliver the lecture. That is, make the professor comfortable. Okay, and one more thing many of the students will do is simply they will sit in somewhere at the corner of the room and they will listen. No, it's not like that. Keep a pad, okay, keep a pen, keep a paper, jot down the points whatever the professor is delivering. Okay, and on the same day, whatever the class, whatever the points he has jotted, okay, anyways, all 24/7 the smartphone will be with you, isn't it? Just Google the things either in YouTube, listen to this lecture, whatever the topic that the professor has delivered you, just browse those topics that will be connecting to the next lecture. Okay, if you are able to cope up with the class and you are happy with the class, then it's okay, fine. If you are having any trouble or else if you have any doubts in the class, then you should Google it or else search in the textbook. Always read standard textbooks. Always read it on a hard copy. Okay, take a hard copy of a textbook from library or else from the market, buy it and try to read for minimum of 1 hour. Okay, all subjects, 6 subjects you are having, right? Okay, in one day maximum of 4 subjects will be covered. Let us suppose one lab is there, means three subjects will be covered. Then at least, okay, 60 minutes. Can't you offer 60 minutes for studying? Okay, it's not a big deal, right? At least 1 hour you keep time for studying. Okay, that makes you more engaged with the topics that the professor is telling you. Okay, that gives you connection to the next class. That makes you interesting. Okay, let the online class be interactive and more interesting. Jot down the points and make a notes on your own by studying in the textbook. Okay, that's my suggestion. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is I have seen many of the students switching on the they will join the meeting and they will annoy, like putting some marks and all on the screen. They will disturb the class. Please don't do that. If you are not interested, you can leave that session. Okay, don't make others feel bad. Okay, don't do that. Don't embarrass them. Okay, it will be very bad for the professor. He will catch you. Okay, we professor, we know how the class will be, and we know each and every person in the class. Okay, we will identify you. Please don't do that. If you are not interested, okay, you can leave the class. Okay, and make sure that every time class monitoring will be done and attendance will be taken. Okay, in standard colleges, what we do is generally we'll keep a Google form, a link of Google form, and we'll share that Google form such that attendance with the name and PIN number will be taken, and that comes as an Excel sheet to us. So if you are simply sitting there by switching on that this thing Cisco meeting, and if you are going somewhere, then attendance will be gone. Okay, that will be coming as a final attendance. You can go to coordination. I am telling you. Okay, many standard colleges will do that, and please avoid that and try to be sincere and honest with yourself. Okay, listen to the online classes very carefully. Okay, why? Because we don't know how many years, how many months or how many years this can continue, these online classes. Okay, this is the new normal. We should be able to adjust to these things. Okay, always welcome new things. Okay, online classes is a new thing. You should be able to cope up with that. Fine. Yeah. So in third year, this is about second year and online classes. Okay. In third year, what happens is that generally third year is the place where many things can happen. Okay. Third year, what can happen is that, okay, you will be getting adjusted to engineering life, and many things like very bad friendships, like a friend of your friend, they can come to you and they can join you. Like you will be making many new friends, in which many fake friends you can come across. Okay, fake friends are very dangerous, my friend. Okay. And also one more thing, bad friendships leads to bad habits. A good friend is as important, good friend is very important, whereas a bad friend is very dangerous. Okay. As Abdul Kalam says that a good friend is equals to a library. Okay, a good friend is equals to a library full of books. A bad friend is he is very destructive. Please avoid him. He will make you do all those nonsense, okay, nasty things like that. So please avoid such kind of friendship at very starting early stage. Okay, which you will regret it for later. Okay. So in third year, instead of doing all these things, what you can do is you can join an internship program. Okay, or else do mini projects. Okay, many ideas will be present in the online. Okay, mainly hardware projects. If you are since you are an engineer, you should be very much enthusiastic and very much motivated for doing this kind of mini projects, which includes this thing like embedded softwares, like hardware embedded projects, like hardware projects. Okay, where you will be doing all those physical things, all the weldings and all. If you are mechanical engineer, all the solderings. If you are electrical or electronics engineer, okay, that will be very helpful for your resume. Okay, all these things add it up to your resume. Okay, so do those internships in the mini project which you will be doing in your 3-2. Okay, and try to avoid mobile using. Okay, in the night times. Okay. In night, what happens is that when you use mobile, more and more usage of mobile in the night times make your eyes, okay, very dry, and you'll be falling less of you will be sort of, you will falling less of sleep. Okay, so avoid that. And again, yeah, as I told you, in final year what happens is that in 4-1 mainly, okay, you will be having the elective subjects and also the theory subjects. During the theory subjects, please be very cautious that whatever you are reading in 4-1 will be those questions. If you are let us suppose a subject called network security and cryptography. Okay, my favorite subject. Okay, there is a very possibility, there is a very high chance that questions from these subjects like network cryptography, cellular mobile communication. I myself faced an interview in my final year in which he has asked a question on CMC, which is 4-1 subject. Okay, don't take it lightly. Just for passing the subject, don't read them. Okay, try to concentrate more on the 4-1 subjects. Why? Because there is a very high chance that if the interviewer is a technical guy, he might ask you questions from that 4-1. Okay, why? Because in 4-2 you won't be having many subjects. Only 2 subjects will be there, and rest of it is project. Okay. when it comes to the final year second semester, okay, final year second semester 4-2, you have 2 subjects or 3 subjects sometimes in some colleges based on the regulations, and the other thing is project. Okay, how to do this project? How to do this project is that you just Google as many project ideas as possible. If you are going with software, Google all those software projects for BTech level, okay, and come up with those ideas and take a printout of all those ideas and give it to your guide. Okay, if you are assigned with a guide, then give it to your guide and ask him which one is eligible for BTech project. Some projects you feel very interesting, but they might come under BTech or over BTech. Some projects will be diploma level, some projects will be MTech level, PhD level. Okay, ask your guide which one fits for the BTech project. Okay, then ask him for a good suggestion and among the projects which you are taken. And what you do is next step is, first step is what? Selecting whether it can be software or hardware. Okay, from those browsing and selecting one project idea and one title. Okay, based on this title, okay, let us suppose the title is signature verification, software project, signature verification. Okay, this can be done with MATLAB, Python, C programming, many things, many software can do this. Okay, MATLAB is a very powerful tool. Okay, I will give the link in the description below. You can download it. It is available free in this Play Store. Okay, you can download it. It works with the math works. Okay, so signature verification, if at all this is the project, then second step is that you should download as many IEEE papers as possible. Download IEEE or Scopus papers. IEEE papers, if you are a final year student, then you will be knowing what IEEE paper is. Okay, so select, this is the step number 2, download as many as possible and just go through them. After going through all of these IEEE and Scopus papers, just make one paper which is very close to your project and make a small innovation, okay, small change in that will be coming as a good project for your final thing, right? So download all these papers and just go through them and pick one paper and that will be your base paper. Okay, and start. Many codes are readily available. Okay, try to download all of them and try to execute them. If you have any doubts in them, contact the guide, okay, and ask him for suggestions, and try to prepare PPTs on time. Just on the before the night, don't do that. Okay, and what are the suggestions are there, ask your guide. Here the guides, we are here to help you. Okay, and finally come up with a, after coming up with the base paper, work on coding. Okay, work on coding and finally try to get the outputs. And very important thing is that many BTech students won't do this. Okay, after doing all these things, try to publish your work. Okay, make it clear that you have done something to the interviewer or whoever. If you are going for MS for US, okay, if you are going to US for doing your MS, then make the interviewer who is giving you seat in a admission in a renowned college, or else make the person who is giving you job that you have done something innovative. So to make that happen, publish your paper, publish your work, publish your work. Your guide will help you how to publish your work and all. That's all for today. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe my channel, like the channel, and please do comment, and thank you for watching.